far. We saw a lot of technical jiu-jitsu with the energy that they came into the ring with. You know, we would have expected a great maelstrom of a fight, but it's a pretty technical jiu-jitsu bout.
It really is. A few flurries of punches at the beginning and then bang, right to the mat.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to the ring for the beginning of round two.
Now let's see. I would imagine that Pat's game plan is to get on top this time. Oh!
Kick to the outside of the thigh.
Big overhand right. And again, Mark ends up on top.
And you hear the coaching from the corner. No need for us to tell you what's going on there.
And you can see Pat's going to try to work his magic from the bottom again. He was very close. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends this with a submission.
And now
from the bottom.
Mark's corners obviously talked to him about making Pat pay for being on the bottom and making sure that he gets a little attention from the right hand coming down on the bridge of the nose.
Absolutely. His corner is encouraging him to ground and pound, to stay in his guard and to punish him. Now, I did see some very skillful passing from Mark in the beginning of the fight, but now he seems content to stay here, to stifle Pat's game, and just to strike, as we said, ground and pound.
Now, the problem with not actually hitting well is that you can get your arm trapped like that and be walking right into a nice elbow or arm lock.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And that's clearly what Pat wants to do here. I'd like to see Pat work a little more sweep action to go into a triangle or an arm lock submission. There are a lot of sweeps you can do. A take out the trash sweep where you just kind of flick your legs and you don't have to commit too heavily to it. And that just will get your opponent off balance, and then you can find openings. But clearly Mark has a great base on top, and so Pat feels that he needs to play a closer in, tighter game with him. And the ref stands him up. Not enough action.
Pat's got to be feeling the 30 or 40 small punches to the nose he's taken over the last 30 or 40 seconds.
Oh!
On a good hand coming in there.
Big left hand. Oh, and now Pat might end up... No. Mark's in on the takedown. Really nice.
Let's see, the left eye of Pat McCaffrey starting to swell up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, but it doesn't look like...
Continued pounding.
Does not look like it's affected his performance. Tough fighter. And Mark on top is just very heavy, very dominant. It's a tight game. Oh, it throws a couple forearms, softening him up, some rights to the ribs, and he keeps his right underhook. Notice how he does that. That's very important. If Mark on top were to give up the right arm underhook, that is his right arm under his opponent's left arm, then he could get his back taken, he could get reversed, he'd be in a lot of danger. But he's smart, keeps that underhook and just stifles his opponent. Oh, Pat might be open to an arm triangle choke here.
Yeah.
Can't see what's going on with the legs fully, but no. Maybe Pat was baiting him because he wants to create an opening.
1 minute left to go in this round. And so far, it looks like it's pretty much all Mark.
Yeah, I mean, Pat's shown great technique, but Mark stifled his game, and they come together. Oh, again, Mark right under that left hook, in on the single leg, high crotch takedown.
And surprise, surprise.
Yep. He called it.
Same position.
Absolutely. See, it's so interesting how patterns emerge in fights. You got two fighters, they do kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, they train with different guys, and you know there's so many variables, and yet certain patterns seem to play themselves out. And that's why it's sometimes interesting when you see a fight break out of the pattern, go to a third round or something like that, and that's when it really gets exciting. Let's see if this fight, with 10 seconds left, breaks out of this pattern. Tough guys here. Strong fighters.
Well, tremendous show of how to stay on top. Mark Gatto. And some real toughness shown by Pat McCaffrey.
Yeah, great toughness. And Pat showed a lot of technique there. We really saw some great triangle arm lock attacks, good combinations, but to no avail. Mark is just, he's done his homework. What can I say?
Let's go ringside and take a look at the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for both 19. Your decision is a draw.
Well, looks like some of the crowd's not happy with that. Pat, as I said, Pat showed great technique, and he did almost finish the fight with a triangle choke. He almost had an arm lock on Mark as well. Mark was a more dominant fighter, being on top, and the second round, he stifled Pat's game. But we can't forget about that triangle arm lock near submission in the first round.
To be on the bottom for 8 minutes and get